So you want a high-end gaming laptop, but still want money left over for internet, games, maybe some food to put in the fridge. Well, I've been really excited to bring you my review of the Legion Y540. It's a mid-range gaming laptop that performs like a high-end, sort of. So, the review unit configuration Lenovo sent me is really nice, but if I'm being honest, it may be a bit overkill with the 144Hz display mine came with. To save on costs while maintaining similar performance, I probably would have gone for a custom config with the 60Hz display, Core i5-9300H, and 512GB SSD option. But the important thing is there's a lot of configuration flexibility. Now, the Y540, of course, looks real similar to the Y740. There's just no aluminum lid to brag to your friends about. Instead, there's a bunch of plastic, but it's solid, so you can feel it was put together well, and it still looks awesome with that real minimalistic flavor, which I've always loved about the Legion series. Now, most of the ports are still at the back, which I'll be forever grateful to Lenovo for making that decision. We've got 3 USB 3.1 ports, a USB-C Thunderbolt 3 port, mini display, HDMI 2.0, and Ethernet, with 2 of the USB 3.1 ports on both sides, with the audio combo jack on the left. The keyboard deck has that soft touch coating I'm sure you're all familiar with. It's a grease and fingerprint magnet, but luckily it's easy to spit polish. Everyone's like, I wonder if I can... Now, don't do that. Don't spit on your laptop. There's a full keyboard with number pad. It is backlit, just not RGB. Key travel distance is a bit short, but overall it's actually really nice to type on. The trackpad's a bit on the small side, but it's running Windows drivers, so it's nice and accurate, and I haven't had any issues with stuttering while gliding across a plastic surface, which means there aren't any frustration holes I've carefully placed in my walls. The speakers are tuned by Harman. Yeah, they're okay. I mean, they're good enough for personal use, but you're not going to be filling a room with impressive audio compared to something like the Lenovo S940 or Yoga C930, for example. Those bastards sound awesome. Now, cracking into the bottom panel, we've got easy access to the RAM, the Intel 9560 wireless card, M.2 SSD, 2.5-inch drive bay, 57 watt-hour battery, which in Windows balanced mode at max screen brightness only gave me about 3.5 hours, probably thanks to that 144Hz display, as well as the CPU and GPU, which you might be tempted to re-thermal paste because Jesus Murphy, does this thing get hot. When I was stress testing the CPU and GPU together for an hour, the bloody CPU instantly thermal throttled and averaged a pretty crazy 94 degrees Celsius, while the GPU was doing all right at about 74 degrees. And all that makes the fan spin like a bunch of kids with ADHD on a merry-go-round, creating about 53 decibels of noise. Is that loud? A little, but it's not bad. Have I heard louder? Oh yeah. And gaming's actually a pretty similar story. The CPU still thermal throttled to an average 94 degrees, which then dropped its boost clock to just 3 gigahertz. The GPU got a little hotter at 76 degrees, but averaged a nice 1.8 gigahertz core clock. That 1660 Ti is 100% the way to go, man. I was easily getting well above 100 FPS with low settings in both competitive and AAA titles like Battlefield, and way above the 60 FPS standard on medium and high settings, so great performance. Unfortunately, we're just not able to match the display's refresh rate, which is why I suggested saving some money and getting the 60Hz display option, unless you wanted to upgrade the GPU to the RTX 2060 option. Baller. Anyways, there's 2 144Hz panel options to choose from for some reason. There's a 250 nits max brightness version and a 300 nits version. Mine has the 300 nits version, but testing showed only 290 nits max. Luckily, it's got pretty darn good colors, good enough to do some color grading for sure, and obviously looks great for gaming or media. So wrapping up, I'm more than happy with the Y540's gaming and productivity performance. But I think the i5 is a much better pairing with the 1660 Ti, especially since even with the i7, it can't match the 144Hz display in frames. Plus, you'll get better battery life, lower thermals, and save a bunch of money too. Anyways, I think that does it for this one. Drop me a comment and let me know if the Y540 is the mid-range gaming laptop you've been waiting for. Does it check all the boxes, or is it still lacking something? If you enjoyed the video, show me some love with that like button, subscribe if you're new to my stuff, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram to see what I'm up to next. But thanks as always for watching, and I'll talk to y'all in the next one. Cheers.